The Regent Park Neighborhood Association, Rpna, was formed in early 2015 by a small group equal parts of both Toronto Community Housing Corporation or TCHC residents and market residents living in Regent Park. The association looks to represent the interest of all residents of Regent Park by providing a broad range of advocacy services as well as building community through events and meetings. Mission: the Rpna seeks to create a safe space where resident voices are amplified on issues that are important to our neighborhood and take action. Rpna.
Hey Regent Park, my name is Walid Kogali Ali, and I'm on the leadership team of the Regent Park Neighborhood Association, your neighborhood association.
My name is Miguel Abila Velarde. My pronouns are he, him. I'm from Peru, and I'm a resident of TCAC in Regent Park.
Hi, I'm Marlene DeGeneva, and I'm the market co-chair for Rpna.
Hello, my name is Zahid Ali. I prefer he, him pronouns. And I have joined the Rpna since the beginning of this year, and my role is just a general member of the leadership team.
Hello, everybody, and hello to the friends and neighbors in Regent Park. My name is Gail Lynch. I am a market resident here in Regent Park. My pronouns are she and her, and I am a member of the Rpna's leadership team.
Hi, my name is Ismail Afra. I am the Toronto Community Housing Leadership Co-Chair for the Neighborhood Association. I've been involved with the Neighborhood Association at different capacities. First, it started out as a part-time contract staff to support them in terms of administration. Later on, it evolved to playing a volunteer role, and now I'm currently the leadership co-chair.
What do you do as part of the leadership team?
I support other residents just like you in making sure that we advocate on your behalf, especially when it comes to community building, safety, and most importantly, my work involves supporting our community benefits efforts through the Community Benefits Coalition. I also support the SDP, which is the Social Development Plan Stakeholders Table, where grassroots organizations and working groups. So we have 4 working groups: communications, community building, safety, and EED, which is economic and employment. And I'm the co-chair of community building, which is one of the working groups of that stakeholders table. So through my work there and through the neighborhood association, I support our neighbors to get more involved in decision making when it comes to investments in our community.
The leadership team is involved in many different aspects of community and development, but first and foremost, there is advocacy work that is really important in terms of the development of the neighborhood, and as we know, phases 4 and 5 of the redevelopment. But there's also important work that's being done in terms of listening to what community members have to say and bringing those issues to the forefront. There is work that's also being done in terms of community safety issues, listening to tenants and residents about concerns they might have with roads, with streets, with traffic lights, with signs, with again general safety when it comes to some of the issues we have with gun safety. It is a forum for people to be able to express things that they would like to improve on in our neighborhood, and the Rpna is there to be a balanced place where we have both market and TCH residents to help address those topics and again move the community forward.
Well, I mean, we work together. Being the co-chair, in truth, is not that much different, other than I try to represent Rpna as best I can out there in the community. But we work together as a team, and everything we do is teamwork.
How long have you been involved in the RPNA? And what made you get involved?
Probably about 5 years going to our monthly meetings, but I've actually been part of the leadership team probably for about 3 years. What brought me to the RPNA group? It's really about how I was raised as a Black person in Barbados. My mother was a person who, and to this day, still volunteers. She's received an award for 45 years of volunteerism in the Mothers Union of her church, and she's volunteered across many organizations in Barbados. So that was always instilled in me from my childhood. So RPNA is not the first thing I've been involved in, and it's not the only thing that I'm involved in, but I felt as a member of this community, a community that I care about and a place where I live and probably intend to stay, that I needed to get involved in what was happening in the community in some way or form. And the RPNA was one of those places where I could do that.
So I got involved in the neighborhood association, I guess after the pandemic, or in the midst of the pandemic. So it's been recent, so about a year, or less than a year actually. And the reason why I got involved was to support community benefit efforts, specifically, making sure that perspectives of many residents that were engaged in the process were better represented, but also to help support our neighborhood association be incorporated so that it could advocate more effectively as an organization, and also have the checks and balances to make sure that we're transparent, to make sure that we're accountable to residents like you.
You know, I almost forget how long I've been a member of RPNA. I think truly it's been about 8 or 9 years. And getting involved was something I always planned on. Not necessarily RPNA, because I didn't realize it existed, or it didn't exist when I first came into the community. I've been here close to 10 years, but I always planned on being involved in the community. I knew about the community about 20 years before I came here, and was always interested in what was happening. I had family members who lived here, but I followed what was happening, and certainly through the work that Pam McConnell was doing, and I really wanted to be involved in this community. I thought it was an exciting work that was going on, and I really wanted to be part of it. So when it was time for me to move and relocate, this is where I came. There was no question about where I was going to live. This is where I wanted to live for the rest of my life. So getting involved was just natural. And when RPNA was being reformed, I joined.
So I wanted to get involved with the RPNA because I think I felt at the beginning of the pandemic I was feeling quite isolated. I moved to Regent Park about 3 years ago, and there is so much activity happening within this community that I thought to myself, how can I utilize my time to help benefit our community? So I did some research, started looking into what the RPNA was doing in the community, and put my name forward to get involved. It took a bit of time and involvement in my own personal work in terms of working on different aspects of traffic safety and a couple of other things. But I was very happy when the RPNA invited me to join the team.
And the reason why I've become involved in the neighborhood association is because they are involved in the most important things that happen in this neighborhood, things like community benefits, things like the social development plan, and I wanted to contribute my talent towards helping a resident leadership in terms of how this neighborhood looks like.
Since 2010, I have been a regular participant at City Hall. In 2018, I bumped into Ismail Afrat and several residents of Regent Park who at the time were struggling to get opportunities for residents to participate in recreation programs, namely our new aquatic center, right? And they encounter systemic barriers for participation and registration. So the community were upset about this issue, and I was not aware of that some of the residents' limitations to participate were because they were giving opportunities to people from outside of Regent Park, and that is not fair. So when I saw my friends in City Hall, I decided that I want to also be involved in the success stories that were happening. I want to be part of this wave of change, and I didn't want to miss the bus, sort of, you know. And that is the reason why I joined it. When I see Ismail Athad and all the young people coming to the pew, the City Hall, and also so many residents from the community that really care, that it impacted me very much.
Why would you like for other Regent Park residents to get involved in the RPNA?
Oh my God, why would one not want to be involved? This is your neighborhood. This is our neighborhood. I've never known another neighborhood like it. The last place I lived there for 38 years. And we never had the opportunity to make any kind of a change in the way you can here. You can complain about things that are going on, but here you have an opportunity to make a difference in your community. There are so many things happening, and certainly with your RPNA, there are so many ways you can be involved and ways you can actually make a difference. And if you care about what your community looks like, about you being part of your community, join your RPNA, get involved in the RPNA, and you make an actual difference in your community. It's very important, and it's rewarding, and it's fun. This is a place you need to be. This is an extraordinary community. We are so unique. It's not like any other community I have ever seen in my life. You need to be there. You need to be there. Thank you.
I think it's really important for the residents of Regent Park to get involved in the RPNA and also involved in the community, because there's so much important work that's happening within our community, from an advocacy standpoint, from a development standpoint, from making the place where we live an even better place to live. It's almost like, the way that I think about it, it's almost like your home. I mean, you're never finished. You're never quite finished decorating your house. You're never quite finished putting things together to create this home. And this place is this wonderful, meeting point for so many diverse individuals. And there's always something that needs to be done. So I encourage people strongly to get involved in their community, to address any of the little concerns you have, to see this place that we live in be an even better place.
Residents of Regent Park should be involved in the neighborhood association is because, as many of you know, Regent Park is going through a massive revitalization. Lots of decisions are being made how this neighborhood looks like, and resident leadership is important. And at the heart of resident leadership is the neighborhood association. We've established relationship with developers, with Toronto Community Housing, and is the most important organization to help shape this neighborhood. Without resident leadership, both market and TCHC, this neighborhood association would not work, and we need resident voices to help shape how this neighborhood will be revitalized.
It has been a struggle during the pandemic to communicate with residents. Many of us have no access to the information. So that information is now being provided via social media networks, namely our regentparksocial.org, which is the website where we're trying to communicate to the large community. We're going to have soon an application where you can use in your phone and get to know everything on your iPhone or Android phone. And residents must be concerned about what's happening. Currently, there are plans for the rezoning of phases 4 and 5. So the community must get interested so that their needs are put first, not second, first. So tenants, residents must come forward together as we work together as a one Regent Park. There's no TCAC tenants, there's no condominium tenants. It's one single Regent Park, and we must work together for the success of this community.
Your neighborhood association is the only organization that advocates for you when it comes to issues that pertain to the entire neighborhood, right? It's very important to realize that when you have a strong neighborhood association, and many of our neighbors in different communities have neighborhood associations that advocate but also support, make sure that there's an infrastructure to ensure that residents are successful, and to make sure that there's a pathway for residents to be able to give back, right? To be involved and to be employed in their communities, to support initiatives in their community. So we believe, in 50-50 representation, meaning representation of all residents, whether you're market or you're living through a big landlord, through Toronto Community Housing, right? That everyone is involved, right? That you're important in this community, you're important in our neighborhood, and the neighborhood association is there for you. So get involved. If you don't get involved, we won't hear from you, and we want you to be involved so that you could better inform what we do collectively as a neighborhood.
It's pretty simple. If you say you love this community, if you say that you care about what happens in this community, I think that the Rpna, as the resident neighborhood association, is a place for you to do that. Whether it is that you're coming to provide your skills, provide your voice, or you are coming to get information, to get support, I think there's a place for every single member of this community to get involved. Regent Park is unique in that we want to be involved in what is happening in our community a little bit more than most communities do. And so I think the Regent Park Neighborhood Association is a place to do that because it represents both TCHC residents and market residents, right? If you get involved with the TCHC organizations, you're only representing TCHC. If you get involved in the board of your association, of your condo, you're only getting involved with things related to condos or market residents. So when you get involved with the Rpna, now you're representing all of the community, right? Both market residents, both TCHC residents. And I think that is a good thing when we talk about tackling inclusion and cohesion.
One other reason I encourage members of our community to get involved in the Rpna is that the Rpna leadership, but the Rpna as a whole, I found in the past 2 months that I've been involved, is this really wonderful, welcoming place that feels like a very safe space to be able to address your concerns and address things that are on your mind about our neighborhood. So I encourage every person who wants to see Regent Park thrive and be the best place that it can be to get involved in the neighborhood community. There's so much work that can be done, and we're always looking for volunteers. So again, from my experience, it's a really wonderful group of people that have made me feel so energized with our neighborhood that I hope you will find the same as well.
Another important reason to get involved is, when our neighborhood existed in the past, it was just 100% Toronto Community Housing. And then we had this revite, so phases 1 to 3, where $1 billion was invested. 17 residents got access to home ownership. 34 residents got access to good jobs. And we're right now negotiating for phases 4 and 5, specifically when it pertains to rezoning, because we've been able to secure $26.8 million even before the rezoning conversation started. right? So we're trying to secure more money to ensure that the priorities of the community, which we costed as over $100 million, are fully funded. So when you get involved, you will know about this funding that's coming to our community. You will better appreciate the opportunities that can be created to make sure that we hire locally, right? That we have hard targets and commitments and accountability and transparency. And most importantly, the community has the decision-making capacity to influence the investments that come to our neighborhoods, specifically Regent Park. So get involved because it's for your benefit. And I hope you get involved so that we will continue to build a neighborhood association that's effective, that advocates for all of us.
The RPNA seeks to foster an inclusive, diverse, and healthy neighborhood in which all residents feel safe, welcome, and at home. Your voice is important. Get involved with the Regent Park Neighborhood Association today. For more information, reach out to rpna.info@gmail.com.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out all of our social media platforms. For more information, check out our website.